So basically, this was online people who primarily play online versus people who primarily play in locals, and these were fighting games specifically. Philosopher, you the one that posed this question, so I want you to explain it a little bit better so we can go ahead and just bounce off each other from there.
Sure. I'm probably gonna like reference a little bit of history, like the conversation that I posted and a few other things. But like, so first off, I have nothing against online warriors, but I think that in terms of like community and also competition, you can't really, the highest level is going to be offline. Objectively, that's just because the quality of the game, it runs better. Like everyone knows that, yes. Like, you know, Street Fighter's net code, blah, 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 like we get that. But also, there's just the fact that you're able to test your skills against other people consistently. Like you can do that if you have an online community, but offline, again, you're going to have the highest level. So you have these people that you're competing against people regularly, or like testing your skill against really good players. And you can't really do the same thing online. Like there are online tournaments and stuff like that, but it's just like, they will argue it's not the same thing. But then there's also the aspect of, the really important part is, again, FGC stands for community. So like in a community, I run the Kalamazoo FGC, like with a few other people. And the big thing is getting people to, share their skills. So like you have people at different levels, but they all have some sort of knowledge and they all contribute, and like you can't really contribute as much in an online, like if you're just playing ranked and stuff like that, you're just grinding it out, and you're not really like sitting down and hopping into training mode. You can't really, there's not too many games that have online training mode except for like MK that I know of. So it's really limiting on what you can do online versus doing it in person. Plus you have like the revolving door growth is what I call it, where like you're beating somebody else, so then they go to the drawing board and then they beat you. And so it's more focused on, like, it's less focused on like bragging and stuff like that and getting rank points, and more focused on like helping each other get better. So like those are the main points that I see why offline is always going to beat online. Like if you can't get anything, like online is great, but if you're trying to get better, like if you're legitimately trying to get better as a player, you can't ignore the locals, because there's always going to be players in person that like you're going to play differently against them offline.
And I want to piggyback with that because I got a personal testimony, kind of like how I met some of you guys from this podcast. When I first was like, you know what, where can I start seeing more offline players all in one place? And mind you, this is like 2012, 2011, 2013. And I'm like, I'm working with a nonprofit group, and I'm trying to feed off them to create a concept on how to get the idea started. And sure enough, you know, they were like, well, we'll find you a location. You will just have to get your players there, right? So we're, you know, we right now we're in Ben Harbor, Michigan, and we trying to figure out, like, you know, who'll open the door for us. Sure enough, we reached out to Slackers. If you're not familiar with Slackers, it was kind of like a little arcade center where they hosted both their birthday parties and different nostalgic arcade and trivia games. Exactly. Like, but they had a section where they had flat screens displayed and this lobby kind of, well, you know, I wouldn't say a lobby kind of area, but like a picnic kind of, you know, indoor picnic kind of area. Mm-hmm. So I get in there, talk to the owner, I let him know, well, you know, I'm just trying to get people in, so I'm not really saying that I can pay a vendor's fee or I'm be charging money, but I just really I want to get the concept of itself growing started. So that's where I really got myself started with, just offline, and actually I was tapped in, you know. So I'm recruiting people, like shout out to Jason Sanders, shout out to Shake, shout out to Magic, shout out to a few other people, because they really got me started. But doing that is how I met Shake to get H.O.M kicked off. Because he was like, man, you know, this is the winter, and if you know anything about Michigan, when it snows, it's there, it's stuck, it ain't going nowhere. So he's like, man, I can support your idea by being more residential, only because I got X, Y, and Z. I got all these consoles and stuff, and I don't like to travel with that stuff around. So, you know, I met with him a couple other times at Slackers until we eventually was like, you know, well, you know, he invited me over to his house. So we get to his house and we're sitting there, and if you don't know anything about Shaker, if you have met him, you know this guy, you know, has a crazy collection of stuff. So we're just feeding each other ideas, and before I knew it, we came with the concept Max Combo Mondays. And that was getting a lot of offline players in one spot to see if we can build something to get some sponsoring going. You know,
I'm having nostalgia flashbacks.
Man,
I know.
Okay. So that's really how it got started. So
I was fresh out of high school when I met them guys.
Fast forward, we found out there's people at the library doing little things. We find out there's other people like in other residents doing like 2Ks and Call of Duty locals kind of things. So it was just like, wow, you know, like thanks to this, we're tapped in with our community. We're reaching out and they're reaching back, and that's, you know, we're finding players from Indiana, South Bend, different parts of the world tapped into Max Combo Monday. So unfortunately, as the years go by, I said maybe like 5 to 6 years strong with that, the group and the more or less of the concept kind of, you know, dispersed. Everybody went separate ways or whatever. So I found myself to be an online player then, and I was not ready. That transition was the hardest thing ever for me.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. And okay. So doing the online thing was kind of like, it was kind of like learning the video game again. And I'm a heavy fan of like Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and Street Fighter. And it was kind of like, man, how do I get back into this? Like, you know, I gotta watch frames and I gotta watch for lag spikes and shit like that. So I'm kind of confused and kind of like hurt because I'm like, man, I remember just you press start, he press start, and y'all just go to, you know, mashing buttons until you actually like, you know, picking up Batavia and said, you know, you went to the drawing board. Okay, took an L, cool. I'm gonna run to the drawing board. I'm gonna work on X, Y, and Z, and I'll bring it right back to the, you know, table. So, a couple years ago, it was last year. It actually was last year. I wanted to get back into the local scene only because I didn't have that feeling or that drive to really like want to get better from online because I didn't have a community, you know, online base of fan, but you know, players that would commit or, you know, just can actually make me feel like I'm getting better. So shout out to Philocypher. I reached out to him and found out he's, you know, he did the same concept we started from Ben Harbor and Kazoo. And mind you, what's this, like a 4 or 5 years period, I'm strictly online. So I actually, you know, adapted to the online and somewhat let go of the local feeling. So I think NK11 had just came out. So I'm feeling kind of, you know, I'm gassed up thinking like, man, you know, I'm doing all this online. I'm going to go to his locals and see what's up. Well, I was not ready. Because mind you, it's no lag spikes. You know what I'm saying? Everything's running really crispy. But my input is a mental, you know, my muscle memory of input was built off on how the internet speed was kind of keeping me at, you know? So it was hard. And I honestly, I could say I still haven't learned how to adapt again back to what I started from, because I thought it was going to be like riding a bike. And I know, don't get me wrong, I know the fundamentals, but as far as like the speed and actual punishing, and it was just
strategy too.
Yeah. I
certain things don't work online, or
Man,
certain things that work online don't work offline, and so you have to like to play a little bit more fair, I guess. You have to respect the game's rules a little bit more, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you get a little more leeway online than you do offline. So it was that just like my own personal testimony of like learning like from, you know, starting as a offline warrior, then becoming an online warrior, and never really like harnessed to get back to becoming an offline warrior because I would just say only because of distance and just being not so close to a scene that I'm comfortable to want to attend at. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just some here, because I'm a Grand Rapids resident. It's some here, but it's just, it don't give me that you know that feel to push, go harder, go, you know what they say, go plus ultra. It don't give me that.
Yeah,
it gives me that. It gives me that kind of like prejudice, segregated kind of
nowadays.
Yeah. It gives me.
You know
like
Danimal?
Huh?
Sorry, you know Danimal?
I played with him a few times, but in Kazoo. But I went to on his locals on Saturdays. But bro, it don't feel welcoming to me. You know, I don't get that. Like, man, you know, I like the crowd, I like the atmosphere, I like the choices of games. I do love the choices of game, but I don't like the overall atmosphere. It feel like you gotta kind of already have like a, how can I say, relationship with somebody.
Yourself? Huh? Well, like prove yourself or something.
Not even that. Like I'm saying, it's like if you didn't necessarily come in with a relationship bond with somebody that's already there.
You gotta know somebody to have fun there.
Yeah. Because like I honestly, I ain't gonna shout out to H.O.M Floyd. He actually met me there, and I was like, man, bro, if you wouldn't have came, bro, I don't even think I would have stuck around these 2 hours. Because I'm just not getting that. I'm not, because I'm competitive and I like to do a little trash talking. I like to throw some salt when I play or whatever, but it's all fairness. It's never just, too much of this or too less of that. So I'm attempting, because I don't mind jumping out of my shell, my comfort zone, anytime I step out of my house, but I'm not getting that same feedback. So it kind of just had me like oh man, this is a swing and a miss. All right.
Different cultures have different or different communities have different personalities too. So
exactly.
You've been
coming from
we haven't given them a chance to talk yet.
Yeah. I want everybody to get their points.
Oh well. In conclusion, it's just I love this topic, and I just feel like coming from somebody who started the offline and then adapted to the online, and try to come back to the offline. It's not going to be easy, but I do want to tell players and future people that's trying to transition over, you just with it and find you a home and find you somewhere, find you somewhere of a local that is willing to, help you get better or push you to get better and accept you.
Or start one.
True. Absolutely.
Go ahead, Chrono.
No, you want to go ahead? Okay, go ahead.
I've been on both sides. I've been an offline warrior. I've been an online warrior. Currently, right now, I'm an online warrior because my transportation is dead. I'm a father now, and just like work and job, like the older you get, the harder it is to do that type of stuff. I loved House of M. That was like my first like taste of a community. Like we barbecued together, we went out to conventions together, we went clubbing tournaments. Like all of my first experience to all of that was thanks to the House of M gaming. But on the flip side, when it comes to locals, I feel like when people are quote unquote begging me or bashing me for not coming to locals, knowing that my situation, like I'm a dad now, I got a family, I don't have my car put me down, so I'm not able to drive 45 minutes to an hour to locals once a week on a day I might not even have off, and I'm not taking a vacation day for that. So it's like I feel like people think of that situation as, oh, you're not supporting your locals, but at the same time, like, we got other things to do. Like, locals aren't going to help me pay my bills. You feel me? Like, I'm not 18 anymore. I was fresh out of high school with no, like,
you don't have freedom. You don't have that freedom.
I don't have as much freedom as I used to. And anybody who's a parent, which I think damn near everybody here is, even Chrono has nephews and stuff. So, like, y'all know how that is when you got kids to worry about. Like, games got to get turned off sometimes. And that's not to say that it can't be done. That's also a way of just managing your time. So Absolutely. At the same time, that's an excuse. But at the same time, I feel like I fell off for a while with House of M. People thought I was dead for a minute.
You went with your
once I got with my fiance, people just thought, hey, where AK at, man? I ain't seen him in months.
It was like that.
Everybody was like, and then I just randomly start showing back up. But it's a juggling act with those two, and I feel like they're the yin and the yang of fighting games. Like, one can't exist without the other, because I'm gonna be honest with you, there is not 2002 anymore. So like, people are not going to be able to practice on arcades, and people are not going to be able to just lab at home by themselves anymore. Arcades are not a thing anymore, and that's where the FGC really got started, was in arcades.
Yeah, put your quarter up.
Yeah, put your quarter up, and so like, that's not a thing anymore. And I feel like as if you want to play somebody who's a real person, the most convenient way is online, and that's just what it is. And and sad to say, if you want to elevate, the best way to do that, the best way to do that is offline. So like, I feel both sides of the argument. And I'm gonna let Chrono go and say his piece because I think he's a primarily online guy. But that's just how I feel about it. And I've been on both sides of the bridge, and I see what both people are saying to the conversation. I feel like I'm looking at my brother's fight, and I'm supposed to be jumping in. But go ahead, Chrono.
All right, so a lot of people don't know because I don't really talk, in the military and stuff. But in the military, that was my first exposure to what people will call like a local, where there's just a whole bunch of people in the military that played Tekken 5, Tekken 6, and we just sat in the lobby and just fought for hours. You know what I'm saying? So when I got out the military, I didn't have the chances to do that. So I started playing fighting games online. Fast forward, 3-4 years, I meet AK on Overwatch, which is to this day, I don't know how the hell I met this man on Overwatch.
Man, what? We just randomly played a ranked game of Overwatch. You turned your mic on. I had my fiance there with me, and we just been cool ever since.
But AK introduced. Now, House of M is the community that got me into competitive fighting. Like I played casually until House of M, until literally we played MK and Cam beat the shit. I will never forget that. He beat me, it was like 5-1, and I had to go to your dojo. And ever since then, nobody can tell me, anybody who played me, they'll know I get competitive, and I gotten better and better at the game, strictly playing online. Now, funny story is, this is why I personally don't agree that you need to play offline to be good at a fighting game or to get better. That challenges you. And AK can attest to this. We went to UMACon. The first time I ever met AK, Shay, Cam, did you go? Or was it Lawrence that went?
No, it wasn't that yet.
That was Lawrence.
Okay, so Lawrence went, and we went to UMACon. This is when Soul Calibur 6 came out.
Yeah,
we were training hard. It was only me and my cousin. It was me and my cousin Damien. We only played online, and we were playing like tournament players. These dudes been playing for years, and AK can attest. We were playing straight money matches, 5s for 10. We were telling them, play your best character, and we were mopping the floor. I don't think we got off the sticks today. We played for like 6-7 hours against people who were in the tournament. Top tier people in the tournament running the sticks. And I don't play offline. I play straight online. The style I try to use is, if I'm not playing with somebody, I'm sitting in the lab. I'm playing against computers. I'm playing at the hardest mode. I'm sitting in practice, and I'm figuring out what I can get away with online and what I can't get away with offline. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying offline is not a great source, but offline, honestly, anybody who says that offline is the greatest training, they're forgetting that 80% of your training is going to be online these days, unless you have a local that's fighting every single day. Like, they're going to your local every single day, which is inconvenient for most people. For me, my local, I'm in Detroit, so my local is in Royal Oaks. I don't have a local family in Corn. I hate to say it, Corn don't mess with people in Detroit like that. They're recruiting, but you got to be the top of the top in Detroit for you to mess with Corn. So I have to go an hour away to go to a local, which that's going to give me an attitude. Then I'm not fully focused. I'll drown in pools to come back home and be irritated when I can just practice my matches at home, get better, get my skills up. So I'm not saying that locals aren't important. I think you should have a balance of it. I think locals are just the lower term of your training compared to playing online, because 90% of your training is going to come from online unless you have people who are dedicated to come to you and actually practice with you. A person like me, all the people I play fighting games with are in Benton Harbor and other places. So I don't have the convenience of going to a local. I have a local scene in Detroit. I don't have people who actually are dedicated to play fighting games and get better. So I have to be that online. It's unfortunate, but I have to be that online warrior. And for me, anybody who says you can't grow, Cam can attest. I think personally, my skill has gotten better in fighting games for me reading, understanding, and analyzing what I'm doing wrong, learning how to adapt, how to switch up my gameplay, how to do all these multiple things just from playing online. I didn't have to learn that offline. I learned that by playing House of M over and over and over again, going to rankings and requesting people to fight me with certain matchups over and over and over again to get better, to get to the player that I am today. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I don't know. I haven't fully tested myself in a tournament scene. I had my first online tournament. This is my second online tournament I got first place in. This is the second one I've done. So I still need to see, maybe I need to get to that offline tournament. And like Cam said, I haven't met people at a local or found a local family where I can be like, hey, you beat me, I want to beat you. It's not like H.O.M where Cam and Rue are the two, like, I want to beat them constantly because I know their level of gameplay. I know that Rue can win a tournament. I know that Cam can win a tournament if they try. I want to beat them. That's the upper echelon. Those are the people that I'm striving to be better than. I haven't met that at a local. I haven't met that in people in Detroit because a lot of people that I do play locally, when I get the chance, I beat, even playing online. So maybe it's a difference for me, but that's just how I feel when it comes to the offline, online. I feel as though you can still play online and improve if you push yourself to do that, if that makes sense.
I want to piggyback shortly before the next person jump in. What I feel to say about like how what you was getting with your point is that my counteraction to like that was because I learned different than you. Like I learned a lot better from playing, how can I say, offline with a game than I do online. It takes me a lot longer to learn the game online than it would me offline, because with offline, like I said, like Philosopher was saying, that it's leeways, and MK11 taught me that offline that I can't really put in words for a person who plays it online, because it's just something about the, like you said, like the punishing and the frame data is just so at faster pace that you got to respect certain, punishable moves or different attacks. Like I can imagine, with these new 2 DLC characters that recently just came out, Joker and Spawn, playing them offline, I don't think I would have really, I don't think I'm ready to be playing like a third variation Kano right now at my skill level, because I can just see them moving and punishing a lot of things that I'm trying to whiff or actually try to confirm with being possible. And the only reason I think, honestly, that's my learning curve as a gamer at what level I'm is, that I honestly, like, if I had a buddy, like I said, or if I can, like I said, like Flosser was saying, that if I can start something here in Grand Rapids, I can actually, really, I can say, push myself to my next level, because I feel like I'm at my current peak, but I can't limit break right now, because I just feel like, damn, I didn't content myself. I didn't found contentment and comfortability in the online scene right now. You feel me? So I just wanna let not you personally, but just other players know that you gotta really learn what help. How do you learn? How do you?
And that's like the piggyback well. If you said, I don't think, you know what I'm saying?
Get out.
I don't think as a player I'm even near my peak, and that's what, because I know the type of person I am. I know how I am naturally. If I want to do something, if I want to achieve something, there's no stopping me. I would do everything in my power that I can to achieve it with what I have, and that's part of the military in me. That's part of growing in Detroit. I don't make excuses about anything, even when it comes to online play. I don't make excuses for it. I understand. I already understand that it might be a faster pace if I play offline from online. But that comes with it. If you don't, it's like Ninja Killer. Prime example, Ninja Killer. He was a primarily online player. Now he's the number 2 player in MK. And yeah, a lot of people say that's a dime a dozen, but that's still a testament to it can be done. You know what I'm saying? It can be done. And I'm not saying that everybody can do it. I feel like I'm a person that I can do it because I know how to utilize what I have around me to train to do what I need to do. I'm not afraid to sit in the lab practicing one combo or one string or a block string or whatever for 5 or 6 hours straight. Yep. I'm not afraid to do it.
A couple of things.
Go ahead.
One, thank you for your service, because I don't really know you that well, so I do appreciate that.
Thank you.
And sharing the story.
Shout out to the military.
Right. But so I want to clarify that I didn't mean that like you can't get good by playing online. You can still definitely get good because you have stories. Brian F is another good player, Balrog player, who's primarily an online player. What you get into is like you get into quantity over quality, because the great thing about playing online is that you can get way more quantity of matches than you can offline because of just how convenient it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm not saying the quality is going to be poor, but it's not going to be as good as online. but you still can get enough matches like to practice your skills. You can practice your execution. Your execution is not going to change too much, rather than just the timing of it. That's two different things depending on how you look at it. Because you can adjust your timing once you get used to the monitor, once you get used to the input lag or whatever. That just takes a little bit of time once you get good enough. But like being aware of certain situations, you can practice all those things online. That's definitely the case. Practicing offline is like, if you're in the training mode, that's considered offline. So that's not really online. Like you're practicing things that you might have experienced online, but of course you're going back in the training mode and practicing those things. So that's a necessity regardless of if you play online or in person. But I do think the quality of matches that you're going to get the probability is going to be a lot higher offline than online. And what you're talking about is like you're persevering despite your circumstances, not because of them. Like, you know, if you get rich even though you're broke, you're not rich because you were broke. You're rich despite the fact that you were broke growing up. Similarly, like despite the fact that you're playing lower quality matches, you're still persevering, putting in that time, and of course you're going to get good because time plus effort equals progress. So it's going to happen regardless. My argument is that the quality is always going to be better, and then kind of separate from like the skill aspect of it, which I think like I don't want to name names, but somebody was trying to get into that conversation a while back when they originally brought this up. And there's like, I'm really big on the community aspect of it. And you can definitely have an online community. Like I see the House of M is primarily an online community now when it used to be an offline community. So that's still great. But you're not going to have as strong of a connection with people if you're not face to face. That's just like, there's science behind that. Physical contact, fist bumps, handshakes, like eye contact, that stuff gives you a deeper emotional connection to the people in your community versus online.
I met some of my best friends through House of M. But going back to what we said earlier, that's not completely untrue, because I met Rabbit and Chrono through online, and they're gonna be. I'm inviting them to my goddamn wedding. So I mean,
friends I've met online and never met in person. So like, don't get it twisted. Like most of my friends have been all online when I was growing up, though, because I moved so much.
And this is what I'm saying. I don't disagree. Like I don't disagree, and that's why I said maybe. Hold on, my stuff already cutting off. That's why I'm saying maybe it is me. I'm a little bit older now, so I am more open to, maybe going to a local. Like I told Shay, I definitely go to a local, because maybe I need to go to a local. Maybe I have one bad experience and it's holding me back, because maybe I do. I think I have the potential, and you can ask anybody in House, and I say it all the time. I think I got potential. If I really want to go to a major, if I put my artist into it, I think I can win the major, because that's just how dedicated I am to a game. Even when I lose, I'm always figuring out, okay, what did I do wrong? What do I need to do in this matchup? What do I do? Like, I get mad. Shit, I blew my fucking PlayStation up before. Like, that's not even a joke. I get mad, but that's just better than me, because I understand that, hey, I want to get better. And I'll tell anybody, hey, if I go to a local and maybe somebody in the local beat me, I'm like, God, this guy's good. And I start falling in love with the local scene, I would definitely go into it. But like you said, because of the circumstances I have, it's turned me into an online player, which forces me to have that online mindset of I can get better by just playing online. It's just right now, like I said, right now it's more convenient because of Detroit. A lot of people think Detroit has a huge scene. It's kind of, the outskirts has a huge scene, and they have Corn, and Corn kind of isn't trying to work with anybody right now, as far as
kind of elitist.
Yeah, it's kind of elitist. So you gotta, and I got to, not to bring up names, that's one of the arguments I got. You gotta kind of make a name for yourself for you to get into a scene, and I don't feel as though I need to. Why should I have to make a name for myself to train?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak for other communities, but like one of the things that I talk about in my community a lot is like everyone needs to help everyone else try to get better, and it's like I take that very seriously, and like I have one-on-one conversations with people, because like as a person that's running a community, like you really want to bring people into the fold. So it's not everyone runs their community the same way. I know when I first ran into the Detroit scene, I was not a huge fan of the way they acted and their personalities. They don't like, as a competitor, I like talking to them because they're very intelligent in terms of like fighting game knowledge. But like when I first met them, like our personalities just didn't clash. I'm kind of quiet. I'm reserved. I don't talk a lot of smack. I just want to get better. I don't care about ego or any of that shit. I just want to learn. And like, if you're not trying to help me learn, and you're like, if you want to play sets with me, which most of them will, I guess either because of my content or whatever, like they will play sets with me. But like Yeah, personality wise, I can see how they clash against a lot of people because they have their own personality. Grand Rapids definitely has their own personality. I don't get the chance to travel up there since I have my son. Kind of going back to what you were saying before, AK, but
Right.
I know that they if you put yourself out there, usually they'll talk to you. If you ask them, like they're mainly like they're all on the game and they're not very like social in terms of like being welcoming. Because like when I first went there, they were like, "Hey, how's it going?" They knew me, from videos and stuff like that, and that was about it. And then I just like I kind of just big boyed my way into like talking to people and like asking questions, and they kind of like that forced them to get used to me. So now like I'm cool with a lot of them, and like one guy comes down every single, as long as he's not sick, he comes down, or it's not snowing, like from Grand Rapids every week, even though he has his locals on Saturday. And then some of the other people come down too. But yeah, to your point, sometimes the wrong community can rub you the wrong way. So I mean that really sucks. Come out to ours as long as you're not being an asshole. Even if you are, we tend to be pretty welcoming. There's a lot of different personalities here. I try to make sure that I mediate any disagreements. Like we had one today. It was in my personal Discord, not the KZoo one, but like we had a conversation about an individual content creator, and I was like, look, like people have different opinions, and you got to learn to get over that. Like it's just the way it is. But nonetheless, I think you improving is more of a testament of your dedication to the game, less than just like being an online warrior, because you're putting in a lot of time offline. You have the right mindset, but you're going to get better because you're in training mode, doing what you need to do, and then taking it back online to test it out, and not just like grinding out rank blindly.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's where maybe I got, because when I hear online warriors, this is just play strictly online. I'll sit in the lab. I'll sit in the lab when Grand Blue first came out. I sat in the lab for a week. Like literally a week. I didn't go online. I didn't picked up Charlotta. I sat in the lab for a week, and it showed. Granted, it was an online tournament, but it showed in the tournament how much work I put towards that character. And I don't even think I'm at the peak with that character at all. It's like I'm trying to pick up other characters. I don't think I'm at the peak with that character right now. The whole podcast, I was just sitting in the lab. I didn't go on. I just sat in the lab figuring out what can I do next, what is punishable, what's not punishable, and that's where I think I probably got some confusion with people when I get into like the conversation with them. They're thinking I'm going straight online. I'm not testing what I'm doing. I'm not looking at what I'm doing wrong. I literally sit there and look at my replays on my personal channel. I go back, look at my replays. I could have did this better. I could have did that, and I practice it in the lab. It's just like going back to what I said. I haven't found a local in Detroit that's like open and that's like, okay, we're going to sit here. We're going to train with you. We want you to get better. We want you to participate in tournaments. Because I think House of M do want me to participate in tournaments. I want to participate in tournaments myself. But, I mean, it's one of those it is what it is situation.
I mean, assuming the Team Virus don't take care of the United States between now and UmaCon, I'm definitely going next year. Well, this year.
Same here. If it's in my power to make it there, I'm definitely there.
I'll come pick you up because I have a car by there. My whole thing of it is I like this conversation, and I'm gonna make this a separate video as well. It's gonna stay on the podcast, but I'm gonna chop it up and make it a separate video as well. It's I feel like offline and online are two sides of the same coin. They complement each other, but people get lost in the sauce when it comes to which one they prefer and get opinionated. And then when you start arguing opinion, that's when a lot of stuff doesn't even really go past. I find myself a lot of times when we have discussions that end up going left, it's because people are arguing opinions versus facts. That's just my opinion, though.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I see a lot of that.
I do appreciate you coming in, Philosopher. You want to plug yourself? Let people know where they can find you, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, sure. So I am a content creator. It's slowed down since I've gotten my job, but you can find me on Twitter. Pretty much everything the Philosopher, Twitter at the Philosopher, YouTube.com/Philosopher. My big thing right now is I'm
spell it out because people are idiots.
True. All right, it's a PHLOCYPHER. It looks like Philocypher, but it's pronounced Philosopher. The big thing for me right now is I'm working with Western Michigan University here in Kalamazoo. I'm the esports coordinator there. Hey, let's go. We have an esports arena, like a legitimate esports arena, not a computer lab, not some rinky-dink like
You ain't just playing in the cafeteria somewhere.
Yeah, this is an arena, and so I'm in charge of running events there. So if you want to go to wesports.com or twitch.tv/WMU esports, that does not roll off the tongue. You can check me out there during my work job type deal. But thank you.
Royal, you want to plug your stuff?
I guess not.
Oh, guess not. Chrono, give us a shout out.
This has been the Boys Pod. Wait, Royal's back. Royal, you want to plug yourself real quick?
Yeah, y'all gotta give people more than 3 seconds, man. This ain't re-roasting or something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give me a little more time. I'm
you gotta be quick on your feet, old man.
I'm mute, so I give people time to, woo woo. And if I got background noise, you know what I'm saying? So, but again, CO4 Royal, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, PSN. Right now, just still got the little t-shirt business going. I just opened up on Shopify, and that's where I'm at.
Chrono,
aka Nappyhead Millie. Follow me on Instagram, Nappyhead Millie, YouTube, Nappyhead Millie. Content is changing on the channel. I'm adding a lot more fighting game content on there. Have reached out to some other smaller YouTube creators that we've been battling. So those gameplays will be coming up to the channel to go with the Detroit Become Human episodes. Chrono is the Twitter, and yeah.
AK, back in the building. Sky's internet blew up, so he didn't let him get back on. His shit blew up, man. It did let him get back on Discord. So he said,
"Yeah, who gonna tell him? Gotta reboot it up."
He says he'll be back next week. Rabbit already gave his 2 cents. I'm plugging that video that's on Chrono's channel about the fighting game personalities. I did take a shot at the Smash community. I meant what I said.
Wash your ass, man.
I also took a shot at you know who. I'm not gonna bring him up because I don't feel like fighting another goddamn copyright strike. But other than that, it's the Nerd Boys podcast, and we out of here.